Welcome back to another exciting episode of Level Up with Sean Meyers. I'm your host, Sean Meyers, and today we have an incredible topic to discuss. We're going to dive deep into the role of education and training and leveling up in all areas of life. Whether it's personal growth, career advancement, or simply working on becoming the best version of ourselves, education and training play a vital role. So let's jump right into it. Tip number 1, embrace lifelong learning. The pursuit of knowledge should be a lifelong endeavor. So folks, make it a habit to constantly seek out new information, skills, and experiences. You can do this by reading books, listening to podcasts like Level Up with Sean Meyers, attending seminars, and taking online courses. We're actually doing that. Me and my wife are doing that currently. This will help expand your horizons and challenge your existing beliefs. Now remember, learning doesn't stop when you leave school, college. It's a continuous journey throughout your life. So make it a part of your lifestyle and watch the different areas of life level up. So for example, for me, if you would have asked me 12 to 18 months ago, hey, Sean, you're going to start a podcast. You're going to be talking about these episodes and serving and impacting hundreds and thousands of people's lives. I'd have told you you're crazy. However, that was a scarcity mindset. I've started working on myself and been on this healing transformational journey and thinking, okay, cool. Well, I've done in certain areas of my life, I've learned in business and sales and advertising and marketing, and I've applied what I've learned and I've just made it a process. Why can't I do that in the different areas of my life? Why can't I do that with health and wellness or friends and family or spirituality or money and wealth or podcasting? So I've had to dive deep on the different skills and learn and read books and YouTube videos and attend workshops and online courses to learn from people that are podcasting. What does it take to what platforms, what distributions do I need to be on? What's an ad marketplace, right? What's the best microphone, the best equipment? What different types of apps do I need to have? So it's a journey, right? It's not a destination. And I used to look at it, me personally, I'm guilty as charged as, man, I just want to have millions of viewers. Man, I just want to have millions of dollars in my bank account. Man, I just want to have the best on a scale of 1 to 10. I want to have a 10 world-class marriage. Well, guess what, folks? It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen with a snap of a finger. It may look like it, right? We see all these influencers on social media and on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, whatever platform that you're on, and they look like they have it all figured out, and they look like they have the overnight success, but it ain't overnight success. What it is, it's they've embraced the lifelong learning. They've applied the different skill sets and experiences that they've seeked out for this new information, and it's been a continuous journey. But they've started, right? They've started, whether it was 12 months ago, a month ago, yesterday, they've started on this journey on becoming the best version of themselves. And they've, in these different areas of life where they've wanted to level up, including myself, whether it's marriage or business or friends and family. I've had to continuously learn, pop open a book, listen to a podcast, attend a seminar on that different area of life. Okay, tip number 2, set clear goals and vision. Without clear goals and vision, you're blindfolded. I want you to put your hand over your eye right now. Go ahead, put your hand over your eyes and walk 50 yards. I'm willing to bet you $100 you're not going to walk a straight line. You're going to be all over the place, right? That's what, without vision and without goals, you're going through life blindfolded. And that's what happens to a lot of individuals, including myself in the past. So once I established clear goals and a purpose and a vision, it provided me with clarity on what I needed to do the next morning versus getting up out of bed when I didn't feel like it, right? When I felt like crap. And if I didn't have a goal or if I didn't have a vision, then I typically wouldn't do it. I would sit on the couch, watch Netflix, binge, scroll social media, eat something that I wasn't supposed to eat. So without clear goals and a vision, then you're going through life blindfolded, okay? So it's really difficult to make progress. So determine what you want to achieve in the different areas of your life. For example, for me, in health and wellness, I was 215, okay? So my BMI was considered overweight or obesity. That's right. I was 6 foot, 215. And if you look at the BMI chart, it was overweight. It was obesity. So for me, I had to dial in. I wanted to drop 25 pounds of fat. So instead of like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do 25 pounds of fat? Right? I broke it down. And this was in episode 4. Go back and listen to that. I would encourage you to go back and listen to that. I set a clear goal that I wanted to drop 25 pounds in 120 days. So I worked backwards. So it's in 120 days, I worked backwards on what I needed to drop, how many pounds I needed to drop each week, and which would turn into my 30 days, 60 days, and so forth. And so, of course, you don't have to do it in 120 days. Maybe it's less or more than that. But the point was, I broke it down to many little tasks on what I needed to do and set that clear goal on, and more importantly, why I wanted to do it, which was aligned with my vision. This can also go for your career advancement, personal relationships, starting your own business, any aspect of your life. Once you have that clear goal, you can identify the knowledge and the skills you need to acquire to reach those goals. Then you can set what we call SMART goals, right? It's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, and it's relevant. And then you also want to have that time bound. So I set that 120 days. If you don't set that time, then you're going to procrastinate and you're not going to make it happen. So this will help keep yourself focused and motivated. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3, seek out mentors and experts. So this goes really well for tip number 2 and tip number 1. You're going to get stuck and you're going to come up, you're going to hit an obstacle, you're going to hit a challenge. 99.9% of the time, there's somebody else out there that has been through what you've been through. So for me, I wanted to lose 25 pounds. Okay. So first step was, how do I do that? Well, there's so many different ways, right? The first one for me was nutrition. I ate pizzas, fried foods, whatever it was. That's what I ate on the weekends. Yes, I worked out, but you cannot outwork a bad diet. So for me, I had to start learning about macros, learning about caloric intake, learn about fasting. And I wanted to learn the quickest and most sustainable way to cut fat and allow that to sustain my lifestyle in the coming months. Because a lot of times you hear these diets, right? You listen to these experts and these mentors, and what happens is they get you on these 60, 90, 120 day diets, and it's just not sustainable. They cut the calories, you're at a 500, 1,000 calorie deficit, and it's just not sustainable. You're starving. And then you see people that cut all this weight and they go back to their weight, right? Because they put the food, it's just not sustainable. So reach out to the right mentor. And that's what I did. I was doing my own research. I was getting different perspectives and different opinions from these different individuals that I resonated with. And there's so many resources nowadays, YouTube, TikTok, and you just got to filter and use your own barometer on what works and what doesn't work for your own life. It's not one size fits all. So look for those mentors and experts in the field of interest or area of life that you want to level up. The guidance and insights, right? Just from this podcast alone, just from one little insight or experiences can provide valuable shortcuts to prevent you from making unnecessary mistakes, right? So reach out to them, ask for advice, learn from their wisdom. That's tip number 3. Tip number 4, take action and practice, right? None of these others happen. Learning, setting clear goals and vision, seeking out mentors and experts. So tip number 4 is take action and practice. If you don't take action, you're paralyzed. Nothing happens. You're not going to get to those goals. So education and training are only effective when coupled with action, right? So people say knowledge is power. That's true, but it's only power when you take action. So if you have knowledge, right, on all this podcast, books, you're like, man, that makes sense, Sean. I understand. But you don't take action in your own life, then you're just wasting time. You're paralyzed. So what's it going to take to take action? What mentor, what coach, what goal, what do you need to establish to get the ball moving, right? To create some momentum. So then you want to apply that knowledge that you acquire through the learning to real life situations. Take what you've applied to the real life situations, right? And then you're going to trip and fall, trial and error. And then you're going to take that back, what you've applied to your learning, whether that's a coach or whether that's a podcast, a book, whatever resource you may be learning from. Here's the key. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone, right? We as human beings, we tend to stick with what we're familiar with. We tend to suppress our emotions, our feelings, our thoughts, and we go back to what we're familiar with. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. That's where the magic happens. That's the key ingredient. And I consistently have to work on that every single day, but I'm mindful of it. So this will help with your new skills that you're learning. This will help put it to the test. So doing this consistently, seeking feedback from a coach or a mentor. That's why I'm so big on mentors and coaches or accountability partners. Somebody that is a level or two above you in that area of life. Man, that is in my opinion, that is the quickest shortcut to success and greatness, is finding somebody that is in an area of life that you want to level up to be and that you aspire to model their behavior and reach out to them and do whatever you possibly can to learn from them and repeat. Now, remember, true mastery comes through practice, consistently putting in the reps and consistently refining those skills. Okay, tip number 5. Last but not least, foster a growth mindset. The belief that you can improve and develop your own abilities is crucial for continuous growth. So you want to cultivate a growth mindset where you can embrace the challenges, learn from the failures, and see the setbacks as opportunities for growth. Every time there's a trial and error or I make a failure, and I've made hundreds of them in my life, I look at them as a learning lesson that's just going to be a stepping stone or a setback or an obstacle, adversity, whatever you want to call it. I look at it as an opportunity for growth. I'll put a different meaning to it. So I adopt a positive attitude towards the learning and don't let your self-doubt or fear or failure hold you back like so many people do. You want to embrace the journey of constant improvement because remember, this is a lifestyle journey. This is a lifestyle in all areas of life to becoming the best version of yourself, and you'll unlock your full potential. It's like the snowball effect, right? It's the snowball. You create that momentum. It's like you take a little snowball and you just keep rolling it, right? You eventually create that big snowball, that big momentum in all the areas of life to help you level up. And there you have it, folks. 5 powerful tips for using education and training to level up in all areas of life. Embracing lifelong learning, set clear goals, seek out mentors, take action and practice. And remember that this will help foster a growth mindset, and the power to level up is really within your hands. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Level Up with Sean Meyers. If you enjoyed today's discussion, please be sure to subscribe, download, and leave us a review. Let me repeat. Be sure to subscribe, download, and leave us a review. Stay tuned for more exciting episodes where we'll continue to explore topics that empower you to level up in all areas of life. Until next time, keep learning, growing, and leveling up in the journey to becoming the best version of yourself.